There's a new day dawning for the tomato industry, and it all begins in Florida. Yes, a new day dawning. New techniques for ensuring maximum production yields have been developed in southern Florida to take advantage of that area's two major assets. Flat, level fields, which are desirable because it makes water distribution simple, and a 9-month optimum growing period. Over the last 20 years, farming innovations, coupled with research and development of new processes and ideas, have doubled tomato production in Florida, while reducing by almost 1/2 the total number of acres. First, the land is leveled by a regular grading system to ensure proper water control. The flat fields are laid out with a series of central irrigation ditches from 80 to 100 feet apart. These are the main trunks which will carry water. After the soil is sampled to determine what nutrients are needed, a soil sweetener or conditioner may be prescribed. This sweetener is then spread between the main trunks and disked evenly into the soil. The land is flattened and rolled, making it possible to create a false bed and mark rows, thus ensuring uniformity. A fertilizer is applied and disked thoroughly into the false bed, going deep into the soil for feeding the plant in its more mature stages. Next, a fumigant is injected into the soil, which helps control diseases, insects, and weeds. In the same operation, a bed press forms a flat, well-molded mound approximately 9 inches high and 30 inches wide. The second fertilizer application is placed on the outside edges of the mound form and furnishes nutrition for the growing plant when the roots of the plant extend outward and give sustenance to the plant throughout its entire life. A uniquely equipped tractor then applies a thin sheet of black plastic over the mound beds. This covering protects the fumigant and fertilizer, conserves water, and helps control temperatures. The operation is completed when a disc tucks the plastic in by throwing dirt against the sides and thus sealing the mound, which will be the unique bed for the forthcoming crop of delicious Florida tomatoes. Weeds are never a problem anymore because the exposed soil can be treated if necessary without affecting the covered beds. Feeder ditches are then created, which will carry water from the main irrigation trunk lines to the individual rows. The plastic covering technique not only gives maximum control of water, it also allows use of less water and less fertilizer. In the hotter months, the black plastic is sprayed with aluminum paint, which reduces the temperature up to 20 degrees. A 14 to 21 day wait is observed for the fumigants to act. No more than 4 weeks later comes the application of an ingenious device called the planting machine. This modern innovation covers from 3 to 4 rows at a time, punching holes through the plastic and injecting water into the holes. Workers riding the machine plant the tomato seedlings and compact the dirt in a single operation. This advanced technique provides a unique way to ensure neat, uniform rows which never require resetting. In the next operation, field workers place stakes in the ground at regular intervals. Each stake is secured by driving it into the soil with a type of pneumatic air hammer, specially built for the job. This is a tremendous work saver over the old method of pounding the stakes in by hand. Regular spraying of the crop begins 1 week after planting as a preventative measure against insects and diseases. Aerial spraying is desirable because the young plants receive a thorough, gentle covering. It is helpful also because of the vast number of acres which must be sprayed. As the tomato seedlings mature, the vines become heavy with suckers. Workers prune each plant, pulling off the suckers, and thus ensuring a healthier stalk. Tying gives support to the young plants and will hold up the mature vines when they become heavy with fruit. It also helps provide better yields and quality by keeping the fruit off the ground, makes harvesting easier, and enhances the effectiveness of subsequent spraying operations. This tying occurs from 2 to 5 times. A new experimental drip irrigation technique, whereby a flat soaker tape is laid underneath the plastic to help achieve uniform irrigation and, at the same time, conserve water. The main feeder ditches are still needed, however, to pump water out of the fields in case of excessive rainfall. As the plants mature, spraying is done by tractors equipped with long spider-like spray arms which contain top and side nozzles. These are adjustable so that the sprayers can conform to any growth pattern.
Won't be up at the packing house. No, I'll be back down here at the farm all day.
While the tomatoes are growing, the farmer inspects the vines. He conscientiously examines individual tomatoes to see if they're maturing properly in relation to their size. Within 75 to 100 days after the planting of the seedlings, the first of 3 crops is ready for harvesting. Larger tomatoes are picked for maturity, while remaining tomatoes are left on the vines. An on-the-spot check is made to ensure that the harvesters are selecting for the proper maturity. This method enables the farmer to pick a field as needed instead of daily. The mature tomatoes are picked green. They are, nevertheless, fully grown and mature, They simply have not taken on the pink or red blush. These tomatoes will then go to one of two packing plants. Naples Tomato Growers of Naples, Florida, or one of the state's largest. Harley Gargiulo of Palmetto, Florida. Both plants are modern and efficiently manned, with emphasis placed on quality control. Management works closely with skilled employees to ensure top performance. In an area near the plant, mobile homes are provided for some workers on an as-needed basis. The area is complete with play area, paved streets, and landscaped, making a happy, relaxed atmosphere. During the height of the harvest season, the packing plants are a hive of activity. Over 100 million pounds of tomatoes a year are processed by these two plants. Each truck and hoist operator knows what his job is, and he does it well. As local trucks deliver tomatoes from the fields, refrigerated transports are on their way to market with the finished product. Forklifts are essential in a packing plant operation. These vehicles not only load and unload trucks, they also carry tomatoes to and from the automatic conveyor belt. Pallet boxes are placed on a conveyor track which carries them to a hydraulically operated dumping machine. This expedient operation results in considerable savings of time. The tomatoes move through a warm water bath containing a chlorine solution which cleanses them of bacteria. They are then rinsed with a spray of clear, warm water. Undersized tomatoes are eliminated, and gentle, warm air dries the tomatoes remaining and blows away stems and leaves. In the first sorting, tomatoes are selected by color. Culls with blemishes and imperfections are removed. The pink tomatoes are separated at this point, and later will be graded and sized again. These pink tomatoes will then be boxed for shipment to various markets. The remaining tomatoes are carefully graded by quality control inspectors as they move along on a specially designed padded conveyor belt operation. The tomatoes receive a fine coat of wax and are gently buffed. This operation seals the goodness in and possible bacteria out, and at the same time adds to the shelf life of the tomato. Tomatoes are carefully separated by grade, size, and maturity to meet individual requirements of buyers. Flat corrugated cardboard receives an application of hot glue and is stamped into a box. This innovating process saves time and space. The boxes and lids are fed separately along automatic conveyor belts while the tomatoes are reaching the end of the grading and sizing process. The cartons are automatically filled when the tomatoes and cartons meet. Each carton is labeled to size, grade, grower, and then weighed to contain at least 30 pounds. Cartons receive lids, and the boxing process is complete. As they continue on the conveyor line, the boxes are sorted as to brand and grade. The cartons are automatically stacked, or palletized, in an interlocking pattern. This ensures safer shipping and handling. Note that everything in the packing plant has been automated, except for the grading. The palletized cartons are placed in degreening rooms. These large rooms hold 2 truckloads of tomatoes. Picking tomatoes at the mature green stage is one of the biggest improvements in modern harvesting techniques. Tomatoes produce a natural chemical element called ethylene, which is responsible for their ripening. So the mature green tomatoes are stored for 24 to 72 hours in special chambers like this, where additional ethylene is applied. With proper temperature and humidity control, the tomatoes start ripening uniformly. This process reduces spoilage, improves the texture of the tomato, and ensures safer shipping. Marketing is handled by Dewey Gargiulo, a sales and marketing organization, with Charles Ronnie Turner, sales manager. This company is widely known throughout the industry. Thanks to modern technological advances in agriculture and many years of experience, Naples Tomato Growers Incorporated and Harley Gargiulo Incorporated have become recognized as leaders in the industry by furnishing better tomatoes for an ever-expanding market. There truly is a new day dawning for the tomato industry, thanks to the many modern applications brought about by the innovative farmer. In Florida, there are many different brands of tomatoes grown by this unique method. Some of the best known are Beefsteak, Circle H, Homegrown, and Harley. The fruit is now ready for shipment and continues to ripen naturally while on its way to a restaurant in Hawaii or a supermarket in California, Texas, Kansas, or even Puerto Rico. For full fresh flavor, tomatoes should not be refrigerated by the housewife, but kept at room temperature, stem side up, while they develop their beautiful red color. The consumer is the eventual winner, for the end result is a fresher, tastier, more nourishing dish.